So I've had an RK24 tractor for a little over 6 months. It has about 40 hours. I've used it for front end loader, backhoe work, and doing some finish mowing. I have about 2 acres. And I never got a manual with the finish mower, but I didn't think anything of it because I hooked it up in the back and just mowed just like normal. And then the other day, I had a real big like vibration when I was mowing, and I seriously thought I ran over something bad. And lo and behold, the belt is completely shredded. And the reason is that they had taped the manual underneath the cover. And even though I had mowed with it for 40 something hours, it never got caught up in the belt. And for whatever reason, it did. And it totally messed up the belt. So now I'm trying to figure out how to change the belt around. So we got the cover off, and what we found, this is a 5-foot finish mower by King Cutter. You can see the layout of the belts. We tried to raise up the gearbox just enough by taking off the 2 bolts that hold the plate down here and here, and the same on the other side, to see if we could rotate it up and slip the belt under this wheel. However, this is far too wide to be able to do that. So we had to take it off here and right there as well and just lift the whole thing off. And we just currently have it sitting right there. So I'm using Microsoft Paint to trace the path of the belt through the pulley system. First, it passes near the pulley with the tension spring, then around the pulley with the first blade, then around the pulley with the central mower blade, then around the pulley with the adjustment nut for the tension of the belt, then over to the third and final pulley for the third lawnmower blade. Round one more pulley before going around the flywheel itself that turns the whole mower. And I'm going to add to the diagram where the tension spring is and draw a little arrow to it for reference. And just a circle where the bracket is that you adjust but the tension of the belt. It's that little nut right there, 9/16. And so we just kind of laid the belt in there just to make sure how it goes. You can see the pattern of the belt. The big wheel, the big flywheel there that'll turn the whole apparatus, that'll go around it once we stand it up on it. And so our plan is we're going to take it off of a couple of these while we get it situated and get the gearbox bolted back down. Then we'll slip it back over these. So we'll show you all that in a few minutes. So this is what you'll likely need in order to change the belt on the 5-foot King Cutter finish mower. I needed a crowbar, just a standard, it's a fairly large crowbar. I got a larger wrench. The only reason I had it is because I used it as a cheater bar, if you've ever seen this trick, to loop on the end of another wrench to give more leverage, like that. But you need 2 15/16 wrenches, a hammer, maybe even a small sledgehammer. I use a large pair of needle nose pliers to get the spring that hold the tension spring off, a large flathead screwdriver to pry various places up and to get in between areas, and you need a 9/16 for the little adjustment nut right here. The 15/16 are for this one and this one, as well as the one in the front where there's a nut and a bolt. So that's the reason you need two for the front one. The back one you just need one wrench, but the front you need two so that you can hold the back up on the other end of the bolt. So the belt is finally on. This is the pattern of it, as you can see. And I'll make final adjustments, and we'll put the cover back on and see how she works. Hopefully it'll do good. So one thing I alluded to earlier was about using two wrenches when you need a little extra leverage. So on this one bolt, here's the gearbox. Just as an example, when you're tightening or loosening it, you can take a second wrench that's very large, and you can use it like this to give yourself a rather long lever arm, and then you can turn it a bit more with not as much force on your part. So when I was listing the tools that I use, that's one reason I got a little bit larger wrench than the 15/16 that's required for this nut. All right, here we go. We're going to do a test run now that we've got the belt fully on. I'm going to show it one more time. See, the tension spring is in place. The belt's been tightened. It's been adjusted. The belt is taut. Everything is bolted back down thoroughly, and the same on the other side. PTO is hooked back up. Okay, go ahead and give it a go. Yeah, give it more gas.